Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about running gear, okay? I get a ton of questions across all my social media platforms about the running gear that I wear, and I feel like I finally have all of the things that I really love and the things that I really would have needed when I first started. And I would like to preface this by saying that the running gear that I consider essential may not be essential for you, and that's okay. These are just things that I feel like may have made my journey a little bit less stressful, a little bit less painful, a little bit less crazy, okay? So take whatever you want and leave the rest behind, and that's just how we're gonna do it. So to get the obvious things out of the way, we're gonna go through clothing first, starting from top to bottom. So I usually wear like something like this, which is just a regular running bra. I don't have a lot going on up here, so I can manage with getting like a smaller, kind of not that great quality running top because it's really easy for me to just pull these suckers in. The sports bra, you don't want it to be super tight around the waistline because it can constrict your breathing and it's really, really uncomfortable. But for the cup part, you want it to be tight enough where your girls just don't move. But if you have more going on than I do, I would suggest investing in really good quality support bra because it'll save your back and it'll be a lot more comfortable in the long run, especially once you start getting into longer runs and running more distance. For running shirts and tops, I would highly encourage you not to wear cotton shirts. Cotton can hold up to like 25% of its own weight in water, so you don't want to be running around and just have like your shirt holding on to a bunch of sweat because it's gross, but it's also really uncomfortable. So I usually go for like a nylon or a polyester type of shirt or a blend if I can. The main thing that I look for when I'm getting a running shirt is I want it to say like breathable, dry fit, something along those lines, and usually that's like the perfect fit for me. It's comfortable and it just makes me feel good. And then for these little like 2-in-1 tops, there's really not much to say about them. I get these at Old Navy. They have like a bra built into it and I just like it because it's simple and I can just grab it if I don't feel like looking super cute on my run. I mean, honestly, these are really cute and I love them, but they are a little bit pricey. Old Navy jacked their prices up and I don't like that. So let's move on to bottoms. I spent all last summer dying because I wore leggings the entire time in Texas summer running and it was traumatizing. It was a very bad experience. So now I started to get into shorts, and these are kind of like what I go for with any type of running short. I like mine a little bit longer because I have thicker legs, but I really love this little open flap thing. I don't know, it's just an opening here. But I like these because they give me a little bit more movement available because I don't have small legs. And I think some people can get away with like doing the shorter shorts, but I'm not that type of girl, okay? I also like that these have compressions and not the built-in weird underwear thing because I think it's really uncomfortable and just like strange, but that is a preference. If you like that, then you do that, boo-boo, okay? But on the topic of shorts, the reason that I never wore shorts and I didn't for a long time is because my legs do rub together a lot. So what I got is this Body Glide stuff off of Amazon. This is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever bought in my entire life. I literally thought that I would never be able to run in shorts, but this is solid. It's like anti-chafing balm or something. And they sell these on Amazon. They sell them at like any outdoor store that you could find, and it's honestly amazing. But I just put it on the inside of my legs and sometimes like right on the front of my knee. And yeah, it's a lifesaver. So if you want to try this out, get you some, girl. Now, because I spent all summer wearing leggings and I was traumatized by it, that doesn't mean that you're going to be. If you live in an area where it's not super hot or you can manage wearing leggings, wear leggings, but I do not have that luxury at the moment. So I'm making sure that I wear shorts throughout the entire summer. I also think a part of the reason that I didn't wear shorts for so long was just like insecurity. I've like always hated my legs because they were chubby, but I love my legs now. I think they're great, but they do still rub together and it's very uncomfortable and I don't like that. So now I'm just making sure that I like wear shorts that are actually comfortable and that they fit properly, because if your shorts are too tight, you are going to chafe. You're going to have a lot of uncomfort. You're going to have a lot of discomfort. So make sure that you get clothes that fit you properly, okay? Okay, so now we're moving on to the bottom of our body and we're gonna talk about socks. So I alternate between these weird like toe sock things and Honestly, any kind of sock that doesn't have cotton, the same rule that I said for tops, not to wear any cotton tops, you also want to keep that rule of thumb when it comes to socks, because if you wear cotton socks when you're running, it's gonna cause a lot of friction and a lot of moisture, and it will cause you an insane amount of blisters, and it's going to be very painful. And if you keep trying to run with blisters, it just gets worse. So I would invest in some good socks. Any kind of like outdoor store or athletic store is gonna sell the type of socks that you need for running. It will say running on the pack, and sometimes they can run a little bit expensive. I only have like maybe 6 pairs of running socks, and I bought them kind of sporadically. I also did a campaign with Features, so I got a bunch of free socks, and I love them because they're so comfy cozy. You definitely want to invest in your feet when it comes to running, because the longer that you take care of them, the longer you'll be able to run. And for the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to talk about running shoes. And I'm gonna say the thing that most people should say: you need to get your feet fitted. There are places like Fleet Feet, REI, any kind of like running store or athletic store, they will be able to go and actually fit your feet for a running shoe. I have flat and wide feet, so the shoes that I like might not be the same shoes that would benefit you. I'll still tell you what my preferences are, because I do love my shoes for a specific reason, but you really want to make sure that whatever shoes that you're picking are actually for your feet. There are people who run like ultra marathons or regular marathons, or they sprint or whatever, and the shoes that they pick are for their feet, not just what's trending online or whatever. So right now I'm alternating between the Nike Invincible Run 3s and the Brooks Glycerin what are these? Brooks? Yeah. The Brooks Glycerin Stealth Fit 21s, and I try to switch these out every other day. I'm training for a marathon, so I really don't want to wear the soles down super fast, so I wear them as I go, but you don't have to do that. If you're just starting out, you can just get one really good pair of shoes and wear them until you need to get a new pair. I'm just doing this, you know, just so that I have an idea of what shoes will be best on race day, kind of. And I'm still figuring all these things out, guys, so I'm just telling you how I've gotten to where I am at this point, okay? Another point with shoes is that you want to make sure that your shoes fit you really well, because the same thing with socks, you will get blisters if your shoes don't fit you properly. And if you're just starting out on a running journey, you really don't want to damage your feet, because it's going to cause so many other problems. And two, because the feet are the base of your runs, any pain that you have or discomfort or unevenness that you have going from your feet are going to eventually crawl up to your knees, and then your hips, and then your back, and then you're just going to be all creakety like me. Okay? And we don't want that. That's why I'm telling you the things that I wish I knew in the beginning. I feel like I'm talking so fast because I like typed this out of what I wanted to talk about, and then I thought I knew exactly how to just yap, and I guess I don't. So we're figuring this YouTube thing out together, you guys. Anyways, now we're moving on to storage. Running vests are like a hot topic right now when you can and can't wear them. Here's all I'm gonna say about it. If you like to wear your running vest, then wear it. If you don't wanna wear a running vest, then don't. You can wear a running vest if you wanna run a mile. You can run without one if you wanna run 10. It's completely up to you. Personally, I alternate between 2 different types of running vests, and sometimes I wear it when I run a 5K or a 10K, and sometimes I won't wear one at all. It's literally personal preference, and I know a lot of people are like, I don't wanna look silly wearing a running vest when I'm only running a mile. Do what makes you comfortable. Ignore everybody else and their opinions, because it doesn't matter. If you want to start running, whatever's gonna make you the most comfortable on your running journey, do that thing, okay? Because I was wearing running vests my entire journey. I love them. I think they're comfortable. I like having storage. I like having access to water. So if that's what you need to do to keep going, do that thing. Onto the vests. I alternate between these 2 vests. This is the Salomon Skin 5, and this is a Noji. I really feel like I'm pronouncing this wrong. I'm just gonna call it my Amazon vest. So I got this vest on Amazon. It's really comfortable. There is a huge difference between these 2, and it's going to be the price. I think I paid like $170 for this one and like $35 for this. And my big thing with the Salomon vest is you can tell that there's a difference in quality. It's really, really comfortable. The storage is great, and it actually came with these 2 like soft water bottles, which to me was kind of made the price more worth it. But it also just has a better storage option than this one. My main problem with the Amazon vest is that it has a lot less storage, but also this is like the main pocket on it. And I have whatever iPhone this is, and it is really, really small. And it pisses me off sometimes because if I'm running, look, it's already getting snagged. If I'm running and this hits against the zipper a little bit too hard, my phone will fall out. So if you have a phone any bigger than whatever this is, it will not fit in this vest. My other issue is that I carry a, hold on, let me get my weapons out. I carry this little alarm with me, and the Amazon vest doesn't really have a space for it, so sometimes it just like hits me or it'll fall out and then it makes me mad. So I really do prefer the Salomon vest, but for price and if you're just starting out, I 100% would say to just get that vest so that you just have something to store your stuff, to bring a water bottle with you, something like that. And then maybe if you're like, I want to treat myself to the expensive one, get it for like when you run your half. But I honestly think that that's a great beginner vest. It's just like, there are just some kinks in it that irritate me to the point where I'm like, you know, but I still wear it. I wear it at least like 2 or 3 times a week. I just kind of like get over my irritation. Now, if you don't want to wear a running vest, but you still want something with storage, I would encourage you to get something like a running belt. This is the SPI running belt. I think I got this on Amazon for like maybe 15 bucks. I honestly don't remember, I could be lying. But this is really comfortable, and honestly, it gets the job done. I can store my phone in here, some gels, a bunch of stuff. This is the Athleta running belt. They actually sent this to me, and I love it. It's really comfortable. It's really like sturdy. It does exactly what I need it to do. It has like a clip on it here on the back. I don't know if you can see that. Instead of this one that buckles, I do prefer a buckle because it's just easier to undo, like if I need to, I don't know, do something. But yeah, so a running belt is gonna be a much cheaper option, but it's also gonna get the job done. The only thing is like, you really can't carry any type of hydration with you if you're wearing a running belt. There are some SPI running belts that have like a slot for a water bottle, and I haven't tried that out for some reason. I just feel like it's gonna be uncomfortable for me. But again, this is all things that I prefer. So if you think that you would prefer something smaller like this, but still have access to water, then you might like the other SPI running belt. And you know, trial and error. You have to try it out and see what you like and see what you don't. But yeah, so for storage, running belts are gonna be a lot more cost effective. Running vests, to me, they're just more sturdy. I feel like they fit on your chest more comfortably. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it just doesn't move around a lot, and I prefer that because the belt, it doesn't really move around a lot, but it's like around here, and I just feel like it makes me a little uncomfortable sometimes. If I put my phone in the wrong way, sometimes it like hits against me while I'm going, and I just don't like that. I swear I'm not a picky person. I'm not. I just have things that I already didn't like working out before I started running, so I just like to make sure that I'm really comfortable when I go. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is something that is really not necessary, but something that I just really love. I wear AirPods when I go on my runs, and I bought these little like ear hooks. I don't know, I think that's what they're called. So pretty much all they do is you can take this and wrap it around your AirPod like that, if you can see. I don't know, yeah, there we go. And then you put it in your ear, and it hooks like right underneath your little cartilage thing right here, so that your AirPods don't fall out, because mine fall out all the time and it pisses me off. This is just gonna be a video actually about the things that piss me off about running. That's what it's gonna be. So it hooks under there. Unfortunately, if you don't have the anatomy to, I guess, have the cartilage that's there, you won't be able to wear these. Then you just have to try other things that work for you, you know what I'm saying? I am planning on getting a different pair of headphones soon. So hopefully something that's like, I don't have to do all of this with. It's just something that, one, I want something that lasts longer, and two, just something that I can actually hear my surroundings, because the AirPods have like a transparency mode, but I don't know, I feel like it doesn't work all the way or something. I don't know, it could just be me. I worked on airplanes for a long time and I literally can't hear, so it could just be that like being in the Navy just messed my hearing up so bad that I just can't hear anything now, so you know. The last thing that I feel like is essential for running, but it's actually not an essential for everybody, I'm just saying it's an essential for me because I wear it every day, is my Apple Watch. And it doesn't have to be an Apple Watch, you could use any watch that you have, but I really, really love having this. As you get further in runs, you're gonna want to be able to like not have to pull your phone out every time you're looking at something. It's nice to be able to look at your splits. However, you can do all of that without a watch. If you have like Strava or the Nike Run app or whatever you're using to track your runs, you can literally just use your phone and go on your run with your phone and it'll track the exact same way. I feel like a lot of the conversations around like the best, worst watch, whatever, blah, 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 is really about preference. So if you like having a watch, then wear one. And if you don't have to. I think for me, it's just more convenient. And I already had the watch before I started running. And the nice thing about it is if you also have an Apple Watch, you can download all the apps that you use on your phone onto the Apple Watch. And then it'll just show you like all of your stats and everything that you're doing. And then, you know, it'll show you like, oh, I'm at 3 miles or whatever. Yeah. Another thing that I feel like is important to note on when it comes to being a beginner runner is things like gels. I think I get a lot of questions about gels. Gels are not necessary when you're just starting out. Gels are like, I started using gels when I was like getting into 10Ks and I did not need them. I could have just ate a big breakfast. Let me see if I have some. I like how I said, let me see if I have some, and I have like a ridiculous amount. But yeah, so these have like, what, 450 milligrams of amino acids, 55 milligrams of sodium, 20 milligrams of caffeine. Some of them have like a lot more, and these are not necessary. You can actually just eat a meal before you go on a run and it will do the job perfectly fine. I only use these now when I'm running for more than like an hour and a half. Some people do, because it says on the back, even like 5 before every 45. I don't do that. I eat a meal before I go on most of my runs. So I usually just like gauge, okay, I can probably run for an hour and a half before I start to feel a little burnt out. And if I need it, then I take it. And sometimes I run without it. I think I ran a half without any gels one time. It was only once. So these are not necessary. I think they're helpful. If you want to get them and try them out, you can. They also have some that don't have caffeine in it, and I kind of alternate between them, especially if I know that I'm drinking a lot of green tea, because I don't drink coffee, but I drink tea like a mug. So I like to make sure that I am not drinking too much caffeine and then also having one of these, because I will have an anxiety attack. So for a little bonus, I guess, running gear essential, for me, it's entertainment. I love audiobooks. I will listen to an audiobook on every single run if I can. It's my favorite thing. I said it in my first video that I was listening to, what am I listening to now? Throne of Glass series, yeah. I listened to ACOTAR, I've listened to like a bunch of random things. Audiobooks are so much fun when you're going on a run. Sometimes it just feels like you can really envision everything that's happening in the book. And then too, it's like, you get to say that you read a book even though you didn't. That's what I do. Audiobooks and then playlists, like any type of music playlist. My favorite thing about Spotify is that it will create a running playlist for you automatically. If you type in running, it'll say running based on your like music or your taste or whatever. And the one that they made for me is pretty good. I really like house music right now, so I've just been like, you know, but that and podcasts. Okay, I love podcasts. I listen to MFM, My Favorite Murder, the Huberman Lab podcast. I listen to 9 Lives, like a lot of really good like podcasts that I just like. For me, when I'm running, sometimes I get so bored and irritated that I want to go home. So I have to like kind of make myself entertained. I've always said that I am not a natural runner. I like was never in shape my entire life. I lost like 70 pounds over the last couple of years. So I'm just becoming an active person, and I have to be honest with myself that sometimes I don't like running and sometimes I really, really love it. It's more of like a battle of telling myself that I might not like this right now, but I'm gonna find ways to make myself love it. I sometimes just need to be entertained when I run, and I am okay with that. And for me, that entertainment just comes in the form of audiobooks or podcasts or whatever it is. And you guys, I'm still really new to this YouTube thing, so please be patient with me. I don't know how my editing looks. I'm so scared that I'm gonna look back at these videos in like a month and be like, that looks like shit, okay? But it's okay. My running essentials might not be your running essentials. You have to figure out what's gonna work for you. I would say find whatever is going to be the most comfortable and the most convenient for you on your journey. I personally think that the actual essentials are just going to be like a good top, good bottoms, good socks and good shoes. And then if you need entertainment like moi, make sure that you plan that ahead of time. And also make sure you stretch before you go on your runs, please. You need to be comfortable, you need to be limber, and happy running. I'll see you guys next week for another episode. Bye.